This is from Matthew. In your book, Journey into Now, you state on page 232,
Very precise.
and I quote, "We cannot arise and awaken unless we accept that we are fallen. How did we fall from oneness, or at least into the illusion of separation from God? How do we accept we are fallen?"
Okay, so that's a pretty complex question. I'll start with the immediacy of it. And it's very, very simple. The only way to fall from grace, from truth, from oneness, is to enter the world of the mind and get lost there, get imprisoned there. That is quite literally a fall in consciousness. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no judgment on that. In fact, it's judgment that took us there and imprisons us in the world of the mind. It's just a part of the journey. In fact, I'm reminded of that song, Amazing Grace. I was lost, now I'm found. How are you going to awaken unless first you fall? So that's all it is. It's getting caught in the mind, being absorbed into the world of the mind, into a world of illusion and separation, in a way that you can't find your way back to the present moment and become fundamentally present. Then you're fallen. And the truth is, the whole of humanity is fallen in the sense that I'm speaking of. That's the true meaning of sin. Sin has nothing to do with being a sinner in the normal way that religions classify it. Sin is simply unconsciousness. We humans are lost in unconsciousness. We're lost in an unconscious mind. We're lost in our story. We're lost in separation. We're lost in illusion. So that's what it means to be fallen. Now, we could go all the way back to the origins of our existence and the very beginning of time, and we'll recognize that it's virtually the same thing. And I'm only going to mention this very, very briefly. In the beginning, we existed in a state of oneness. It was transcendent of physical form. You could call it heaven. You could call it one with God. You could call it the Garden of Eden. You could call it paradise. It doesn't really matter. But in the beginning, we existed in perfect oneness. Then there was a movement from oneness into duality. And it was in that movement from oneness to duality that we got caught. It was the beginning of the fall. It didn't have to be. What we don't realize, and what most people are not aware of, is that the original movement from oneness was actually a movement from God as everything to God as nothing. But all we'd ever known was God as everything. And the moment we moved to God as nothing, nothingness, which is really just a step to a deeper level of oneness, transcendent of even that duality, God is everything, God is nothing. Because we'd never experienced that, it was such a shock to go from God as everything to God as nothing that we judged it. I don't want this. The moment we judged it, we locked ourselves into eternal separation. We locked ourselves into duality, and we've been lost ever since. It's the judgment of the nothingness that took us forever into the world of the mind. We experienced it as separation. It wasn't separation, but that was how we experienced it. We judged the separation, now we're caught, we're imprisoned within the separation. And the only way out is to transcend all judgment, including judgment of the separation. Now, some people are ready to hear what I'm sharing, some people are not. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, drop it, let it go. It's just a story. Don't get hooked in on it. But if it resonates and at some level something relaxes within you, this is a profound and amazing journey we're on, then good, just relax. In the beginning, oneness. At the end, oneness. In between, a journey. a journey through time, a journey through illusion, a journey through separation. And ironically, the journey is profoundly purposeful. The mistake we made in judging the separation, all profoundly purposeful. I'm not going to go into the meaning of that, but it's all profoundly purposeful. We're all meant to go on this journey out of oneness into separation, get lost in order to return home to oneness. Now the truth is, we probably should have returned home to oneness at least 2,000 years ago. We had a good opportunity then. Or maybe even before that. But we keep missing, we keep missing, we keep missing. And the truth is, now is the time. It's really become more available to us at a collective level than ever before in the history of humanity. And the way of awakening needs to be remarkably simple so that you cannot miss. And if you do miss, that's okay too, because you know the way back.